Danny, we meet again, but under this circumstances, you had a week with the players. How has the first week been?
Brilliant. I mean, it's just over a week. Obviously, I joined the club last Thursday, attended the game and went down the dressing room at half time and afterwards, so the players knew where I was about. Richard and Chris sort of relayed a few points I wanted them to know before the game, and I thought the second half especially was a really solid performance, and I think you saw by my reaction in the crowd when we scored, it was almost, not just for me but for a lot of fans, probably a relief, because those sort of games a lot of time they've probably thrown away towards the end of the game. So great for the lads to get the win, especially by a set piece. We've got to score more goals from set pieces, a lot more, because we've got some big lads in our team, some physicality, so that's something that we need to focus on. There's loads of things obviously I won't go into that we need to improve on, but there's also a lot of positives. There's some good lads here, good characters, good staff, good people, and ultimately very good supporters. So it's the old cliche, we've got to stick together and do things as one, but that takes time, like I keep saying. But it's a really positive week. I'm not one of those that talks about how good training's been. You see a lot of managers and coaches say that, training's been good. That's for us to know, and I think what supporters want to hear are the lads dedicated, are they up for it, and they are certainly that.
Obviously, it was the 3-4-3 formation for last weekend, and which obviously Richard took on from Mark previously. Is it hard for you to judge based on the old system how the players will fit into it? Have you already seen ways you can adapt this current squad to the way that you want to play football?
Yeah, I don't think it's about players can adapt to a system. I think at a national league it's our players good enough, end of. I don't think you need to have a look about systems. I think our players good enough, and have they got the good enough character to take this club where it wants to be and where it deserves to be. And I've seen a lot of positives in their characters, and a lot of positives in their performance levels and ability levels. So it is early days, but you're not coming into a car crash of a team. This is a good set of players that for whatever reason have underperformed for a while, and it's about turning that round like a big ship. It takes a bit of time, but the changes and progressions have already started.
And you touched on it a moment ago, but set pieces obviously is your speciality. We're coming from Chesterfield. What do you hope to see from the players in the coming weeks? Because you mentioned there's big players here and there's opportunities there.
Yeah, there is. And Chris Todd's been working tirelessly with them, and I think it was a nice relief for them all to get that first one from a set piece against Woking, and what a good set piece it was. And even practicing them today, I thought, we at Chesterfield, we didn't have a good team. We didn't have a very big team, and we've got some big lads here. So, as of Tamworth, as of most of the teams in the National League, it is land of the giants at times. We've got to make sure we utilise that in our box, and obviously the opposition box as well.
We spoke before about you getting to know the squad, seeing how hard they'd run, how much they want to be here. But you also mentioned the possibility that 1, 2, 3 players would be coming into the club in the coming weeks and months. Is that something that is still moving forward now, and are you expecting names through the door in the coming weeks?
Yeah, we signed Andrew Olarababi from Exeter. Used to be at Halifax, so we've got him on loan until January initially, which I think is a tremendous sign, a tremendous coup for the club. Initially he was here before, and he was a bit of a fan's favourite. His pace, power, can play numerous positions, and that's probably an area I felt we did need was pace. We've got a good set of honest lads with loads of ability. I think we just need a bit more pace to get people off their seats, and hopefully Andrew does that.
A few weeks ago we were talking about Tamworth, and the form guide would said that it probably would have been quite a nice game to come into, but they 3 wins from the last 4, that 1 defeat coming against York, who we know how good a side they are. How difficult an away day is it going to be tomorrow?
Tough, yeah, it's a tough place to go. Fair play to them. They're a part-time model, and they've worked tirelessly over the years to get to where they are, so credit to Tamworth. If they win tomorrow, they can go in the playoffs, which would be fantastic for them. We can't think about that. We've got to think about our progression, our journey. It's already started Saturday, and it's got to continue at Tamworth. I'm looking for ultimately the result, but there's more than that I'm looking for, and the staff are looking for. It is about progression. I want our supporters to leave that ground tomorrow seeing a team they can be proud of.
And in terms of the squad, have you got more or less a full team to choose from, or are you still got a few names who are not quite at full fitness yet?
Yeah, there's a couple of niggles picked up during the week, which I won't go into. But Junior Moraes had a baby, which is great news, and he's been with his missus, making sure that she's okay. So that's the first time I've seen him today in training, because obviously he had to be with his missus, which is totally understandable. A few other niggly things, but Charlie Cooper and Alex Whittle were back running today. Might be a bit too soon for them to be in the squad, but we're getting bodies back. It's important that the supporters see a full bench tomorrow. Even if lads aren't quite fully fit, I think it's important aesthetically for people to see that we've got a full set of players, good players, while still looking to add.
I was going to say, two of the names you just mentioned there, in Witts and Charlie, two of the more experienced. How key is it to have players like that fit and available?
It's key to have players to choose from, because you're only ever one game away from either suspensions or injuries, and then you're scrambling. So Andrew's the first one of my tenure, as I said, on loan from Exeter. Cracking lad, and like I said, I think he'll be a good addition. You don't want to sign players for the sake of it. Players that will contribute, players that will keep players on their toes. I think signing someone of his calibre will hopefully make the players, not they wouldn't otherwise, sit up and take notice that that's a calibre of player we're looking to bring into the club.
And your first two games in charge are both going to be away days. Obviously, got Tamworth and an Aldershot on the Wednesday. Do you quite enjoy an away day as a manager, or as an assistant manager as you have been?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, previous club we had big crowds at home, and we took a lot away. So I always felt, even in the National League at the lesser stadium, shall we say, without being disrespectful, we'd take a load. So the atmosphere was never flat. So I know I've seen these Yeovil fans before, when we're doing all right, and even when we're not doing all right, they travel and they get behind the team. Obviously, Aldershot is one of the nearer ones, as is Tamworth. So hopefully we can take a good few hundred and make some noise.
And the one big thing that we struggled for this season and for parts of last season is just the goals in general, and having the opportunities at the top of the pitch. In terms of the workload that you're putting on this week, how much have you seen, and how many positives are you taking into actually getting a few more goals and a few more shots away?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the strikers we've got, really, Junior's very, very much proven at this level, as is Aaron, as is Tavon. Harvey not so much, but God, he works his socks off for the team. Andrew can play out there as well. Young Ben from Birmingham can play up there. So we can't moan about the amount of players we've got in those areas. But sometimes chapters have to be closed. Saturday was a start, hopefully, of a new, exciting goal-scoring chapter.
Well, good luck for tomorrow, and hopefully plenty of goals.
Thank you very much. Thank you.